Hello and welcome to the Bodysurf podcast with your budgie boys Tim and Owey, hydrated by Hairy Man Brewery, and this is Between the Sets. And Owey, always remember to drink responsibly and never drink and drive. How you doing, mate?
Good, mate. Yeah, thank you. You just you had me muted for the start there.
I'm getting used to, working on the gear.
Yeah, that's right. The pots and pans.
That's right. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but there's a lot you can do with this, and we don't really push it that much. We just hit record and have a chat.
Yeah, that's right. We do.
We can do things. Maybe we could. I know you're a very talented musician, but maybe you could write a theme song.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Tim, don't put that kind of pressure on me.
Maybe just the Between the Sets theme song. This is Between the Sets where we don't have a guest. We just chat amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And talk a lot of shit. But maybe you could do a little theme song for Between the Sets. I think the Ridgy Didge podcast is good as it is.
Yeah.
We don't need to play with that. Like Woofo's given us a few notes, a few memos.
Yeah. Now I was thinking we should maybe change the graphic to the one that our good friend
Wompdad did.
Yeah.
What would you like to change? Like which graphic?
Oh, we should probably change it from our old Budgie Boys logo to the new one.
I think I have.
Have you?
I think I have on some platforms. I think it takes a while to update.
Okay.
But also, if you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, we've got all the new graphics there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, tonight we're not recording on video.
No.
So it's just going to be a still image.
Because we had lots of technical difficulties last week.
Well,
thanks to Woodo not being here.
Well, we still haven't got that video up. It was too big, apparently.
How large was it again?
I don't know. It was like 25 meg or something.
No, it was bigger than... I'm pretty sure it was like 40 gig.
I tried uploading it so many times. And I said to Woofer, can't we just do it live? Like, wouldn't it just be easier? Because we don't edit this thing.
Yeah.
Can't we just do it live? So unfortunately, Robbie's video is not up yet. It was good. Great interview.
Yeah.
Great video, but we can't get it up on the YouTube, but you can obviously listen to it on all the other platforms, which
Unless
is great.
it's like really heavily compressed.
Oh, yeah. I did. I did it real small and sent it to Woofo, and he didn't like the look of it. He said it was too small.
Well, that's my problem with Instagram, because you upload a video onto Instagram and it just compresses the crap out of it and you lose all the quality.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing, we have an executive producer for a reason. He's got to do all these odd jobs, but where the hell is he?
He's always down south.
What does he do there?
And then he goes
You've been writing this joke for 3 weeks. This is our third podcast for the year, and you've honestly used that.
It's still
way
good.
too many. Nah, it's got a use by on it, and I think that was your last one.
It's done.
It's done.
It's done.
No more.
Well, speaking of Woodo.
Yes.
Executive producer. He wanted us to give him a call. We're not going to tonight.
His actual words were, please don't call.
Yeah, I will not answer. But what I'm thinking of, Tim, is we normally record this podcast every Monday night.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, when you're listening to the podcast, it's not live when you're listening to it. But when we're recording it, it's live for us. So if we record every Monday night and eventually we're going to start going live to YouTube.
Yeah.
Should we open up a phone line?
Oh my goodness. Just get a burner phone, have it plugged into the desk, and we take random calls live. Yeah. Some of them are going to be pranks.
Yeah.
They
will be. And I expect them to be.
We might get a few hyena laughs. you never know what you're going to get when you open up the phone lines.
A couple of Indias.
Those guys were real funny.
Oh, yeah. Silly boys.
Silly boys. But yeah, we could do that because I'm thinking we go live Monday nights, especially if we have a guest in studio on a Monday night.
Monday Night Live with the Budgie Boys.
Was that ever a TV show, Monday Night Live?
Could have been. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's patented.
Our good friend was having a go of another horrible TV show, Thursday Night Live, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And it was Dave Thornton, Dave Thornton, Tom Gleeson, Tommy Little, and Michelle Laurie.
Okay.
Just doing this.
Yeah. Not a good cast.
Yeah.
I don't mind Tom Gleeson, though.
Tommy, and he's gone on to do bigger and better things.
Yeah. But how is, when he went for the gold Logie?
Yeah, last year.
And he got it.
Yeah.
His shtick, during the whole voting.
The campaign thing.
Yeah, the campaign was a bit weird.
Well, he went negative.
Yeah.
And it worked.
But was it a shtick?
Yeah. He's
Yeah, it was.
He's a comedian. He's
Yeah.
doing gear. He's doing a bit.
But he's like come from such great heights of like the Australian fast bowler.
Skidhouse.
Skidhouse, yeah. And red-headed people.
Yeah, when they all got sunburnt,
Yeah.
which is very relatable for me. But, great stuff by Roffing Enterprises. He might want to produce Monday Night Live with the Budgie Boys.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got nothing else on at the moment. He may as well jump on board.
He's very busy with his Doctor Who show.
Well, yeah. Our American listeners might remember Roff from Jay Leno.
Yeah, he went on like 2 or 3 times and then became like best mates with him.
Yeah.
Like lived in his street.
Just because he wanted his show.
Yeah, he wanted everyone's show. Remember when Craig Ferguson was like, no, he's not hosting this. It's like, when I go on holidays, I play reruns for a reason.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
because they're better than whatever Rove or any fill-in could do.
Oh, mate, why would you want to replace Craig Ferguson?
It's not like Craig's monologue was topical. He would come out and improvise. He had he had writers on the staff, never had a joke written down, didn't have cue cards.
His sidekick was a talking skeleton.
Now, a lot of people are familiar with carpool karaoke and the likes of James Corden. And James is a good bloke, but
Is he though?
Before James took over the Late Late Show, Craig Ferguson was the host, and he just did something so different. Like a lot of people have played with that format, with the late night format, but Craig just took it somewhere completely
Had
else.
shit on the walls and
The worst set ever. He had a horse. He had a horse in a stable that would come out and dance. He had a robot.
and always got really bad guests.
Yes. And that's the thing. James gets really good guests. Every night he's got like 3 people on the couch, huge superstars.
Yeah.
Fergo used to just get whoever was in the lot. It would be honestly someone from like National Geographic you never heard of.
Yeah.
Actually, I went and saw a taping and the first guest, the lead guest was Alan Alda.
Oh, wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
To see Alan Alda, one of the fine American actors. Now, we said this is between the sets, and we're like, we don't have to talk too much body surfing, but we have written some notes about body surfing, so we should probably get into it.
What do we got here?
This was a rundown I sent to Woofo, and he did approve it.
Yeah.
So you went for a surf, was it Thursday at Windy Point?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
yeah,
I
that's right.
came down and checked it out, and I said, you know what? It's looking a little big, and it's a very low tide. I'm going to go surf around the corner at Point. And I had a great surf.
Oh, yeah.
It was very difficult to get a wave in between all the surfers because it was actually on. And a lot of surfers were out there, and they were taking off a lot deeper than we were. But every now and then, they would bail. So they would get on a wave and then bail well before we were even in line.
Yeah.
So I was out there with Woofo and Sean, and it was the first time Sean's ever surfed the Point at Cronulla. And he was loving it. Like, it was decent size. It was nice and safe. I only hit the bottom sort of once with my flippers, but the rest was really, really deep. And Woofo was struggling to get a wave. He was actually a bit mad at one point. He said, I'm not going in without getting the wave. And he ended up getting like 3 or 4. But yeah, I was loving it. And we were in our budgies, and it was nice and toasty in the water. But you were around the corner with our resident bodyboarder, Robbie Miller.
Yeah, that's right.
How did you go at Windy Point?
Well, the difference between Windy Point and the Point in Cronulla is the wave type is very different. So the Point is normally, unless it's a very big day or a very specific swell direction, a quite crumbly wave. Right-hander, occasional left-hander, but you wouldn't really want to go to left at the Point because you're going to end up on the rocks. So right-hander, pretty crumbly. Nice bottom. It's like kind of that... What type of weed is that called? It's like bullweed or...
It's real spongy.
Yeah.
And it does soften the blow sometimes.
Yeah. Where Windy Point is more of a slabby type of wave. So only starts operating at around that 3 to 4 foot range and can hold up to about 12. Right-hander again. Definitely no left-handers there. But yeah, just jacks up onto the reef, and it's pretty rocky there and quite shallow. So I understand, Timmy, when we went down and looked at it, maybe not the best, but I was just sitting on the edge. Went inside and caught a couple of little barrels. It wasn't quite on, but definitely had a really, really fun time. And it was a good bunch of blokes out there as well. Like there was me, Robbie, and 2 other surfers.
Yeah.
So there's only 4 of us on the wave, and we were just saying go, and then not caring, not
Yeah.
trying to steal waves off each other.
We had about 30 around the
Yeah.
corner. But when we were checking out Windy Point, there was that bloke who's like, oh, not today, boys. Like, he looked at us and said, oh, I don't think it's on for body surfing.
Yeah.
And he lost the fin.
Yeah.
And then we saw someone else lose a leg rope and his board went right up on the rocks. He went back out, he grabbed his board and had another crack.
Well, that guy came back.
Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah. So the guy who was on the bike, he's like, yeah, not today, boys. Rode home, got another board, and then came back out.
Wow, good on him.
And he was actually a pretty nice guy. He was talking a lot, but at the end of the day, like, blokes, they're in their like mid-40s. They like the sound of their own voice. Kind of like us.
We're only now. Well, you're not even 30 yet.
That's right.
I was thinking about that
I'm
the
a
other
spring
day.
chicken.
You turned 30 this year and you've got big
Yes.
things planned.
That's right. We should open it up to the listeners.
Well, you've invited everybody you know.
Yep.
How many friends have you got on Facebook? About 1,000?
I checked the other day. It's 1,500.
Yeah. So you invited
I don't know any of
1,500.
them, naturally.
You invited 1,500 people to your birthday. 1,500 people have been invited to Indonesia,
Yeah.
to Bali.
Yeah. And 14 have clicked attending.
30. See, a lot of our like mutual friends who may know me a bit better than you were like, well, why would Owie invite me to Indonesia for his 30th? They had no idea. They're like, is it a stitch up? Is it for realsies?
No, it's for real.
And I was like, yeah, man, come along.
It's Big Dog's Big Bali Bonanza.
I'm so keen. Because one of our favourite things to do is to get on the bikes and have a hoon. And we've never been to Indonesia. Well, you may have, but we've never been as body surfers.
No.
Last time I went to Indo, I had a board and had to lug this thing around for a few days.
That's why you fell off the bike.
I did fall off a bike, but that was just because I'm a kook.
There's a video of that, isn't there?
I don't, it was done on like an original GoPro.
Yeah.
And I can't find it anywhere. It's so funny. But like I watched it so many times and I'm like, I'm not even going that quick. How did I fall off?
Yeah.
I just took a corner real bad. I've still got I've taken off a bit of skin and there's a bit of a scar there. Hopefully that won't happen this time.
Yep.
The funny thing was I was hooning around Bali
Yeah.
for days. Around trucks, around cars, massive roundabouts, dodging police because you don't want to get
A
fined.
slight bank to the right. And
Tiny little corner and I'm gone. And they're lucky there was a railing because I would have gone down a cliff.
well, I mean, you did go with a nurse, so
Yes, and
That's
he was
lucky.
like, oh, now you're right. You don't need stitches. It's all good. But yeah, Owi's planning his big 30th in Indonesia. And if anyone from any listeners of the Bodysurf podcast want to come,
I actually really want some body surfers there because, I mean, a lot of the people we've invited aren't going to body surf. So,
yeah. Well, I was thinking, we've got a trip coming up next weekend, but like this gear can go anywhere. I'm happy to take this over to Indonesia. We could do a podcast live from Bali. That could be really fun. And if we had a good guest, even a local body surfer could be really fun to talk to. So yeah, we've got a bit of time to plan that stuff, but that's coming up and that's going to be really fun.
I'll tell you the dates because I do actually, and it is genuine, I want as many people there as possible. We're going to have a really good time. My mate Tom's going to organise some of the events throughout the week. We're going to be there from August 1 to 10.
Wow, yeah.
So it's a big time.
It's
Now,
a-
if you can't
yeah.
stay the whole time, that's fine. Just fly in, fly out.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of friends from Canada coming.
Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Billy.
No, Billy's not
Oh,
coming.
okay.
No.
Who
You haven't
else?
met these guys?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Canadians are always good value.
Oh, I've never met a bad Canadian.
No, that's right. Oh, actually, you did.
Who?
That stand-up comedian you heckled.
What's his name again?
I don't know, but he's quite famous. He was on the Craig Ferguson show.
And the Late Show as well, wasn't he?
Which
wasn't
one's
he
that?
on Letterman?
I don't think he just did Letterman. Letterman's hard to get.
Oh yeah, it's true. I thought I saw a clip of him.
He
on
may
Letterman.
have. I know he did Craig.
Yeah.
For those listening, these shows have been off the air for like 3-4 years, and it's all Owen I still watch on YouTube. But Letterman was on at like 11:30, and then Craig would come on around 12:30. So like to get on Letterman was a big deal. And back in the day, think about Carson. You would go on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show at 11:30. You'd do stand up. And you'd have a sitcom the next day. Now you go on, it's not that big of a deal.
No.
Anyone gets on these days. But yeah, back in the day, really good stuff.
You got to get on Ellen now to be anyone in the world.
Do you know what's funny? One of my favourite stand-ups, Dimitri Martin, did Ellen recently. Did a stand-up set on Ellen.
Dimitri did.
Yeah, and it was like, because Ellen's audience is predominantly females and normally like older sort of mums. And he's trying to do his like little, what does he do? He sort of does like postmodern one-liners. And like they just did not understand what he's talking about.
Does he still sell DVDs?
back to the rundown.
Yeah.
Big news as well coming out of Keel. Keel is a great supporter of the Bodysurf podcast. And I had a bit of a chat to Womp Dad today. And he's cooking up something big with Keel.
Yeah.
So he's doing some designs. He's an
Did
amazing.
you see his picture?
Oh yes,
yesterday?
yeah. Well, he's been putting up some footage of him body surfing with the 360 camera.
So good.
It looks amazing. It's very very hot stuff. But he's a great artist, and he does this for a living. He does some really cool stuff for other organisations, for big companies, and that sort of thing. But he's obviously put together some body surf content. He's done some stuff for us, which looks great. He's got his own brand, Womp Dad, and that's looking really really good. So he's going to be collaborating with Keel and putting some designs together. Now, he would like to do a Bodysurf podcast design, and he's pretty much done all the heavy lifting already. You've seen the design. It looks amazing. Now he's just got to collaborate with Uga and work out how he's going to get it on a pair of Sluggos. And he said, I hope you like your face on someone's butt, because you're going to be seeing a lot of it out there. And it would be cool, especially if we can get a few pairs for ourselves, but we might be able to give some away on the show.
Yeah. Wow. I'm almost sluggoed out. I've got a lot of pairs.
Yeah, me too, actually. I just did I did a big cleanup here in the house today because we've got a big trip coming up soon, and I just wanted to get prepared. And I was going through them all. I think I've got like 10 pairs.
Yeah.
And we used to give Jesse Mawson a lot of shit, the co-captain of the Budgie Boys, because he had like, I think maybe 20 pairs of swimmers. But we're getting up there now.
Yeah, mine were pretty stinky the other day in the back of the car.
Yeah, I had like a lot of sand just pumping through the because I did a big load of towels, a big load of swimmers, and it was just so much sand coming through the old tube. But it's all good now. But yeah, like Jesse's got so many pairs, I've got so many pairs. Like I need to actually look at buying a steamer because my steamer's gone. And
Really?
I need to buy it now while it's summer here in Australia and get some deals. So I know you went through this on the podcast last year. You put it out to the listeners. What do they like? What's good? Even people who are sort of linked in with the community and with the in the industry of body surfing, they might have a few little discount codes. I remember Kookman had a few.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm keen to buy something very, very soon. But at the same time, you know, I went to Salvo's the other day, the Salvation Army op shop. There was something there I could probably squeeze into.
Yeah, that's it. I always have a look in the Salvos to see if there's anything that I can fit into, because you get some retro finds there.
Yeah. Even the pawn shop up the road, like they had a steamer in the window for like $40. I'm like, that could work. But I am keen to buy something really nice, really, really tight. Like I want a really nice fitting steamer, because I can wear a steamer pretty much all year round, and then I just switch over to the budgies in summer.
Are you going to wear a steamer in... Oh, well, you don't have one.
No.
In Melbourne.
And I wasn't going to take one anyways, just because we are taking a bit of gear and we won't be able to fit in a lot of stuff. So
Well, we're going to the races.
we need a suit. We need a 3-piece suit.
We're going out on Saturday night.
Yeah, we need our casino tuxedo.
Yeah.
And then I'll just chuck in some swimmers.
Mm.
And we were concerned about the temperature of Urban Surf, the artificial wave pool in Melbourne. That's where we're going next week. But a few people have been riding it in swimmers lately. I saw Nick Brabot go with War hand planes, and he was in his budgies, and he looked fine. Someone said it's around 20-something degrees.
Well, what's the weather doing?
In Melbourne,
Yeah.
well, it's always raining.
And sunny.
Sunny and raining. Every time I've only been to Melbourne once, and it was nice weather, but it did have a sprinkle here and there.
I've got some good news for you, Tim.
Oh yes.
Okay, so what we've got: Melbourne, Wednesday, 18 degrees.
Lovely.
Thursday, 17 degrees.
Okay.
Friday, 18
Getting
degrees.
back up there.
Saturday, 20. We're moving up.
Lovely. That's race day.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 29, 31, 28.
Oh, laughing. So we're there Tuesday morning at the wave pool. We'll be taking our podcast gear and we'll be doing some live commentary with the Slyde team. But we might get an interview here and there. You know, we're there to get out a bit of Connie tea for you guys as well. So we'll see how that goes.
That's right. Maybe we should ask who the listeners want to hear from.
Yeah. Well, one vote has come through.
Mm.
Now, this person deserves an interview on the podcast. He's won Wave of the Week so many times. It's Hamish from the Goldie Sliders.
That's right.
Now, he's going to be there as a part of the Slyde team, and he could be really fun to have a chat to. I've only really spoken to him once, and he seems like a very, very nice young man, and he's got like probably some really great stories from the Goldie Sliders boys and from Slyde Fest from last year, but also he's just a great body surfer. I see him putting up pictures pretty much every Saturday after his meet up, and he's shredded.
Yeah, he's a handsome boy too.
Yes, very cute. He's almost like a cute boy.
Cute boy 2.
Cute boy 2.
Cute boy 2.0. But he's, from what I remember, he's a pretty big rig as well.
Oh,
Was he?
I don't know if he's huge. He's no robot, but he might be.
Who is?
Well, he's probably in between you and me. I don't know. He's not massive, but he's getting there.
Okay, and he's blonde as well.
Yeah, very
He's
blonde.
got the Aryan vibe about him.
But I was really keen to try and get some advice about urban surf from someone who's been there.
Yeah.
So if you've been to urban surf, and a lot of people have, I've been seeing so much footage of this place. I would like to get some advice on how to go about getting a wave there, because I saw this video today. It looked like it was all the Ecto boys having a party wave.
Yeah.
And the way they were going on, I don't know if this footage was sped up, but they were just catching, they were all lined up and they were just like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, I
really
saw that.
quick. No one was sort of
That
getting
wasn't
in
at
there.
Urban Surf though.
Where was that?
No, that was the Kelly Slater wave pool.
You're kidding. Who was on that wave?
I don't know.
It looked like the Ecto boys.
Yeah, I think Ecto posted it, so that might be where you're.
Because the bloke
you're
at the
coming
end
from.
had Justin Spittle's little beanie on. So maybe it was, it was someone else. But yeah, that looked like a hard way to get in front of.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Barrel Pig has been to Urban Surf. I would love to get some advice from him
Yeah.
about how he went about it and what sort of hand plane or pipo he was using. Because he was shredding, but all those boys were shredding, and anyone that's been there, I'm sure, can sort of shed some light on how to go about smashing it out there.
Yeah, well, I spoke to Corey and he just said it was fast on the beast mode. It was just quick, and so getting in front of the foam ball was quite hard. Judging by the weather, I mean, if we're going to get some hot days, it could be windy. Hopefully, it's offshore.
Yeah, that's interesting because you still have the elements of the earth. Like, as much as it's a controlled environment, there's some things you've got to factor in.
Yeah.
It'd be great if we are going early, so we could get a bit of glass.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm very excited, and I don't think we're hyping it up enough. Like, this is very cool for us. We're jumping on a plane Saturday morning, heading to Melbourne, having a bit of a weekend away.
I'm going Friday night.
Oh, you're going Friday night? Oh, I'll be up there the next day. Yeah. So, and then we're coming back Tuesday, pretty much straight after we surf. We're on a plane back to Sydney. So that's really, really exciting. Can't wait to meet up with Trav and all the guys who are going to be joining us there. What else is going on, Owie? What's happening in your world?
Timmy, I've just been swimming lots. Actually, I've pretty much gone for a surf every day over the last week.
Wow.
Yeah. My body's tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been sleeping well, but I'm waking up and I'm just sore, and I've been drinking protein, but it hasn't been helping. So I went like on the weekend we had another big swell roll through. So over the last 2 weeks we've had 2 big main swells come through on the East Coast, and so for the first one I was down here with you boys, and we spoke about how we surfed all the novelty waves, and on the weekend we actually split ways. We've gone our separate waves. Everyone surfed at a different spot. Actually, where did you surf on the weekend?
I slept in.
Okay, I won't talk about it.
No, I got some messages, and everyone was going to different spots.
Yeah,
and it
classic
just-
budgie boys.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like, because we knew it was going to be messy. And I saw South Cronulla the other day at a low tide, and there was just seaweed everywhere. So I knew it was going to be a bit filthy out there in the water. So I would have liked to have surfed point again, but a lot of the boys were going to Windy and shoeies and all that sort of stuff. So I just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Apologies to the budgie boys. I think Robbie Miller went out on his boogie board.
Yep.
I think Bondi had a bit of a look, but then he sort of said, no, not today, and went straight to get a... Well, he doesn't have a bacon and egg roll. He gets like a BLT
Yeah.
with a hash brown.
So you guys you've dogged it.
Yeah.
A couple of the other boys went to Windy. So whatever happened, I don't know. What I did was actually went surfing up with the Central Coast body surfers.
Very nice.
Yeah, so Saturday rolled through, and there was a big swell coming through, and I got up early and I spoke to some of the boys, and we met at a location. We went and checked about 5 or 6 other spots, and that took about an hour, and finally we came upon a spot near Soldiers Beach up there at Nora Head, and jumped in. It was big. It was big. So I was actually with Adam Maloney, I think his last name is, and Russell Pollard, which is one of the big dogs of Australian body surfing. He's a pretty old head, and he's been around the traps. But here's the real kicker. I jumped into Bodysurf. Russell was on the stand-up.
Oh, no.
And Adam was on the boog.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I'm out there body surfing a break that I've never surfed before. And it's big. Like it's 6-7 foot consistently and pumping. And I'm kind of freaking out, sitting on the edge a little bit, trying to get my bearings of the break. And I see this little head starting to swim out. And it's the Kookman.
Hey.
There he is, Dan Chevy car.
Chevy.
And he said, I think it was his sister or something, just gave him a random call in the morning. He was meant to be minding the kids while the missus went out for a run. And she goes, his sister goes, can I take the kids for the morning? I'll take them out to breakfast. He was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And so he hopped in the car, started driving down the road. His missus, who was out on the run, saw him drive past and was like, oh, what are you doing?
He's always getting in the trouble, the Kookman.
And so he swam out, and as soon as he got out there, just this big pump and wave sat up right in front of him. He was in the perfect spot. So he just turned and went, and I got it on the GoPro. I uploaded it onto the Budgie Boys page if you haven't seen it. And he got worked. But I ended up speaking to him, and he was going away. I think he was actually going to the Fire Relief concert.
Oh, yeah. I saw some footage of him there, yeah.
And so he only had a small window of time to come out and surf. So he surfed for about an hour and got some pretty good waves, and then headed in. And so, yeah, I surfed with the boys there, and we went in. I survived, which was good. And then the next day I did it as well. We went to a different spot I hadn't been to before. And I tell you what, those Sunny Coast boys just pick some intense spots to body surf. Like, this was a left-hander slab breaking on about a foot of water.
Yeah.
And it's just silly. Like some of the stuff is silly. A lot of the time body surfing is you want that free spirit, just nice, good. I'm going to go on for a nice leisurely swim. Not these boys.
Nah, they charge.
And the big condor, you met Big Condor, haven't you? Yeah, he's a big boy. He's going right on the left-hander and just ending up on the rocks and standing up, and he's about 7 foot tall, and yeah, it's just insane. So that's what I've been doing, Timmy.
Very nice.
Lots of swimming.
Very nice. Well, I've noticed you've been looking at my feet, and
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking, because I actually painted my nails a while ago, and it just came off. I had to get the nail polish remover on it. But I'm thinking before we go to Urban Surf, I might get a nice pedicure, just so the flippers are feeling real comfy on the feet. I've also found my headgear, which is going to come in very handy.
Yes.
This is the Michael Innes Rugby League headgear. So that's going to, I reckon I'll give this a go. Just to be safe. Like it is a tight bit of headgear, but it's made out of kind of that wetsuity material. I think it will go well in the water.
Yeah, I think it'll go fine. It's just very small.
Yeah, I'll squeeze it on your noggin,
Yeah.
but it should be right.
Can I borrow that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm all ready to go, and I think we are sweet. Now, something else that's become a regular feature here on Between the Sets has been my topical jokes. Now, we do this when we need to pad at the end of the show. Now, we're doing pretty good for time. We've got about a minute left, but have we got time for a few topical jokes? Because these
if we must.
They're not. Some of these are not even topical. I wrote them like 2 weeks ago. So. But
is it coronavirus related?
No, you can't really joke about that because it's getting pretty serious.
No, it's not. Like, as we said last week, if you're above 80, you deserve to die, and if you're below 1, you haven't lived anyway. So get rid of them.
Oh, geez.
More for me. More time for me and you.
Everyone's making the corona Lyme disease virus, if you pair coronavirus with Lyme disease.
What I want to know,
drink.
What I want to know is corona sales gone up or down?
Oh, it's not great publicity. Here's the thing. Corona just got through like the best publicity of their lives. Like Corona beer, the owner died and donated all the money to like a town in Mexico where the beer is like brewed. So this guy's got like the best PR going for him. He's like a very charitable guy. Once he passed away, he gave all the money. Then the coronavirus hits and everyone's like, I'm not really feeling the corona. Might try Dos Equis tonight. But, I think I actually had a corona the other day and everyone's making the jokes. Oh, yeah, hope you don't get the virus. I'm like, grow up, mate. Just trying to have a horrible beer over here. Just leave me alone.
How good's the Dos Equis virus going to be, though?
Dos Equis?
Or the soul virus? Can you get the soul? I like a soul.
The El Sol virus. I got the El Loco. Isn't it funny? El means the. So it's the loco, like the crazy.
Yeah, the crazy.
Does not make sense. I got the crazy, crazy disease.
Makes sense to me.
All right, here's some topical jokes. So, have you heard about Brad Pitt winning Best Supporting Actor for his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
You hear about this? Well done, Brad. About time. One for the handsome guys.
Yeah.
Here's one.
What else you got?
Hamish and Andy. They're a local comedy duo.
No.
Now, never heard of them. Just the biggest entertainers in Australian television and radio. But anywho, apparently Andy is well aware that Hamish is the funny one. He's come out and said this. He goes, I know Hamish is the funny one. And he probably worked it out when the name of their first album was called The Best of Hamish featuring Andy.
What's it actually?
These are jokes, mate. Keep up.
I don't know if they are jokes.
That one's probably a bit too real. All right, last one. Okay, this one you might like because you're a big fan of Batman.
Big fan. Huge.
Robert Pattinson is going to be playing Batman, and we just got a glimpse of what the new Batsuit's going to look like. But I much prefer George Clooney as Batman. I preferred, big, dumb, stupid, nipply Batman. That was my favourite Batman.
I like Michael Caine as Batman.
Michael Caine? Michael Keaton.
Michael Caine. I'm going to go with Michael Caine.
Caine's the butler.
No. I'm going to keep saying Michael Caine.
See, I know we don't do impressions, but this is when a great impression could come in to tell the difference between Michael Caine and Michael Keaton.
That would be good if Michael Caine actually did play Batman, though.
He could have back in the day.
Maybe back in the day.
He's very English. Like, he's got a very thick accent. I don't know. Batman's always been like a New York sort of accent.
Yeah.
But, James Bond is often played by an American.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter these days.
They should do like a foreign language film Batman.
They probably, they would have a lot of foreign superhero films that we're not aware of.
Maybe. Parasite apparently is very, very good. That's not superhero related, but foreign film.
Is that the one that won?
That won all the awards.
It won the awards. It was a shock. A lot of people were thinking, the Joker would win or whatever. But,
yeah.
Have you seen Joker?
No. We were going to go see it, but you went and saw it.
You went away, and I went and saw it with a mate. It was interesting. Can we talk about movies?
No.
Or people are going to watch them later?
Yeah, people will watch them later.
Like this is just, Joaquin Phoenix has won a few awards for this, so it's topical.
Yeah. There's a body surfing movie coming out soon.
Is it up for an Academy Award?
It should be.
Is it good?
What's it called? Woodo posted it the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember it?
No.
We should do it.
Do you know?
Should have done some research on that.
Do you know who made it?
No.
Do you know what I really want to do is like a documentary about body surfing, but there's no clips of body surfing in it.
It's just people.
It's just
that's
talking heads.
That's what Hypno's book's about.
Pretty much, yeah. We could just collab with him and do a documentary of his book.
Yes.
Just interviewing people.
That would
stories.
be awesome.
Yeah.
And no body surfing.
No body surfing. Maybe at the end, in the credits, we put a few cool photos in. But the whole film is just talking heads.
That's awesome.
There's a really great film. Now, I've just started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Season 10 is on HBO at the moment. And it's very, very funny. Very funny show. The show is about the co-creator of Seinfeld. And it's sort of based on his life after Seinfeld. And he's like a millionaire, but just hates everyone and gets into all these social situations.
Yeah.
And how he deals with that sort of stuff. But yeah, there was a great film. I forget the name. It was on Netflix. And it was about this Mexican man who was wrongfully accused of a murder in Los Angeles. And the only way he got off was because they were filming Curb Your Enthusiasm at a baseball stadium and the day he was there. And that was his alibi.
Yeah, that's right. You have said that
That is a great film. And it's just talking heads. There's not a lot of footage. They show a little bit of footage of the show and some other things. But yeah, he was done for because his brother was in trouble and incarcerated and things like that. So they just like, we're putting this guy away forever.
And he's like, no, I was an extra.
Yeah, he was honestly charged for murder and was going to, like, could have potentially seen the death penalty. And then Larry David saved his life. And Larry David, there's this great quote.
Is that the title of his biography?
Yeah, Larry David.
David saved my life.
And there's this great, like, Larry sort of goes, yeah, it's pretty cool. I feel good about it. You know, sometimes if I'm trying to impress a date, I'll tell her the story, but you know, it doesn't really affect my life too much.
It's pretty good though.
But this man, he must be so grateful and must be a big fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh yeah, huge.
The show's still running. Like, Larry does not need the cash. He honestly would be living off Seinfeld syndication on, like, he'd be making a couple of mil a year just off that.
You know what we could do? We could do a weekly episodic TV show about body surfing, people's lives.
Yeah, just the one person.
One person, follow one person.
Just how they scout out waves, who they hang with, what they eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We're doing the podcast. Justin Spittle's doing the book.
Yeah.
I think there's room for something else.
We're just all ideas here.
Yeah.
If you hear anything on this podcast that you like the sound of,
just
take
do
it.
We don't want it.
Grab it.
We're busy. Yeah. We don't need anything else to do.
I'm way too busy, actually. Yeah, I got nothing to. I got no time.
Mate, I'm exhausted. I got home after a busy day at work. I wrote those jokes, and then which took me a while because very, very top shelf gear. And then I turned this house into a smart house.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you've got two Google like audio things.
Yeah, little
what are they called?
Google speakers, I think. And then
Google
I got
speakers.
two Chromecasts, and then I got two lights, so I can turn the lights off and on.
Yeah, we just tested that before.
But I want to go further. I want to like turn. You know, imagine if you could just, I don't know, what else could I hook up? Probably a fan. So I could turn the fan on and off. Maybe the oven, turn the oven off.
Yeah.
I do have really bad OCD, and I often check the house like 5 times before I leave.
Oh,
so that could just really save me some time. I can just turn the oven off, make sure, you know, the place isn't going to burn down. But mate, yeah, we are busy people, and you know what? It's hard to fit in a surf. It's hard to fit in a gym session these days.
Yeah, I don't go to the gym anymore.
You just swim.
Yeah. As I said, I've been swimming the last few days and body's feeling good.
You don't need the gym when you swim so much. But yeah, I just find it hard. Like I struggle to get in once a week. Having that surf Thursday last week with the boys at Point was so good. I felt so good afterwards.
Yeah.
I need to do it more.
Yeah. I had to surf at Maroubra this morning. Conditions weren't great, but I just felt good for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And you had a nice gurney shower afterwards?
Yeah, I did actually, yeah.
The showers at the Maroubra are so hard.
Yeah, they are really hard. It's good. If you've got an itchy back, you can just get underneath there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we're running a little bit over time, Timmy, so I'm going to do the wrap-up.
Yep, here we go.
Okay.
Are you going to wrap the wrap-up?
No. we don't wrap anymore, Timmy.
We don't do anything. We've gotten rid of all our old gear.
Yeah, people didn't want it.
No. People don't want my topical jokes, but I still slip them in.
All they want is the Hairy Man beer at Womp Camp. That's what they're listening for. And we need to have some form of like a roll call system. So if you haven't listened to enough episodes of the podcast, you can't have any Hairy Man.
Well, someone was telling me about this system they use for a professional podcast where people sort of pledge money and they get little things in return. Okay. So they might get a little shout out or they might get a bit of merch. I reckon, you've got to start pledging some money if you want a pop ale at Womp Off.
I think we should go. I think we should go one step at a time. Let's go live eventually.
Yes,
360 potty, and then we'll get the phone operating. You can call in.
Well, Owey, why don't we do the 360 episode at Womp Camp? It will give us a bit of time to test it, and also the lighting will be better because we do it outside.
There's literally no reception at that joint.
Yeah. But can we just record it and then put it up later? Or is the file too big?
I think the file's going to be
too much tech chat on the podcast tonight. I don't like it.
Okay, let's do the
We got to have production meetings and get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah. I know.
I used to say, no, just have the meeting on the show. That's what the people want to hear. They want to hear the process behind putting this together.
They want to hear the bones.
But no, I don't think it's that good. Get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Okay, wrap up. Torpedo People 2 was the movie we were trying to think of.
I heard about Torpedo People 1.
Yeah, good
or is
film.
It 2 as in TOO?
No.
Like Look Who's Talking To?
No, it's TWO.
Okay.
But not written TWO. It's just written as a symbol.
Okay.
A number.
The number.
Yeah, the number 2.
Numeric number 2.
That's right. Torpedo People 2. So I haven't seen Torpedo People 1. Nick Brabot was telling you about it, wasn't he?
I wrote it down in my phone after Womp-Off. I was very drunk. And, Nick had a few as well. I think his button was down 3 pegs by the time I got to him. Yep. I think for every 10 beers he took a button off. And it was down.
They were doing that, weren't they?
So, we were talking about just films and he recommended a few. I wrote them in my phone. I got home the next day. They were like completely misspelt. I was like trying to translate it. But I did watch one, the one that was on Netflix. That's called Fish People.
Fish People, yeah.
And that doesn't have a lot of body surfing in it, but it's a really cool film.
Yeah, well, the Fish People has got, now just let me do my quick little research. It's got, what's his name? South Coast photographer, body surfer. Because last week we were like, who's the best photographer body surfer? And we said Woodo. But it definitely isn't Woodo. What's his name? Gee, see, if Wolfo was here, if we had our exec producer, he'd be able to say in my ears.
I want to turn on his mic, but nothing's there.
Okay. Name will come to me. Fish People. Why don't we look up Fish People on YouTube and then just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, this is like my dream. Remember when we used to always pay out people when the equipment would fail on a radio station? We were like, mate, you've got time to fill. You can do anything you want. So maybe I should just do a little bit of radio magic for you now.
Yeah.
G'day, how you doing? This is Tim and Owey. You are listening to the Bodysurf podcast with your budgie boys. Hope you're having a good one. It was a lovely day here in Sydney. It got to about 20 degrees, a little bit of drizzle throughout the day, but we got through it, everyone, and we are having a lovely night now. Now, tomorrow it's going to be a little bit warmer, but still a chance of rain. So pack the brolly, pack the coat, because you may get wet. Now, this one is a brand newie from Taylor Swift. I know you're going to love it. You're listening to Tim and Owey on the Bodysurf podcast.
Can you do the sting too? Like, just play it. Bang. Bang right there. Listen, I can't for the life of me find any information.
I just padded for a good minute.
I'm terrible. I'm definitely no Tim Blackwell. He'd have it up in a second. Anyway... He's probably the second best photographer, body surfer, because the guy I'm trying to think of right now that I can't for the life of me think of his name. Anyway, he is.
No wuckers.
So we're wrapping up here.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. Do it all again real soon. Oh, you're still doing the wrap-up?
Still doing the wrap-up, yeah. Monday Night Live, 2 weeks.
We've got to do some big technical tests now. I know I don't want to do too much tech talk, but we've had some issues with our videos for the last few weeks. So Wolfo's got to get here, and I think he's away next Monday as well. So I'll have a bit of a play around over the weekend, and we'll see if we can get up live soon. I think we should be able to do it live to YouTube, but then we'll still do the podcast with the audio elsewhere.
And we'll get the phone ready, so everyone get ready to call Ray Collins, because we could be doing that. I go, I don't know who this person's name is. Call me up, and someone just goes, yeah, bang, it's Ray Collins.
Yeah,
right. So Ray Collins is probably the best photographer, body surfer. Open to opinion.
Yeah,
that someone else might have another opinion than that. So Monday Night Live, Woodo's Good Gear.
This was my segment. How come Woodo stole it?
Woodo's Good Gear.
In the rundown, I wrote it.
Oh, Timmy's Good Gear.
Well, it's our segment. I think we should do it each week. Or when? Do you want to do it every week or just occasionally?
A review of something new.
Yeah. Any body surfing toys out there. It could be a hand plane. It could be some
the pit
flippers.
Mitt.
It could be a GoPro. It could be the mitt. It could be a wetsuit. Anything.
Wave blades. Wave wrecker. Have you seen the Wave Wrecker?
No.
It's just, I'm pretty sure it's a wetsuit with fins.
Oh, I did see that. Is that the meme that Belly made?
No, that's not a meme. It's a real thing.
But it was like, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's
a Wave Wrecker.
Is it a hand plane, I think? No, it's the Wave Wrecker. He tagged everybody in that, and I still am getting notifications. So thanks for that, Belly. Also, we need to have a chat, and maybe we get Belly on the phone soon about Belly's other alter ego.
Oh yeah,
The stickball
the
boy.
Lost Disco stickball players. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Belly. Listen, and I know you are listening because you're the only listener. I'm off the stickball. You keep. I didn't want to follow it with Budgie Boys. I reluctantly did because you kept messaging me on it.
He keeps messaging Matt Bond, trying to recruit him to his baseball team. Because Bondy went to like one game 10 years ago, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm into baseball." He's like, "Come play."
My main problem is I can't speak Spanish.
Yes, and also like I feel like he's spending too much time on that. I want more body surfing content.
Yeah.
So Belly, if you are listening, like I love what you do, and you have the freedom to do whatever you want in this life. But we love your body surfing gear. So can you get back on the Belly?
I don't mind if you do it, but every time you play from now on, you have to be in fins.
He will do it. He's the fastest thing on two fins.
That's right. It'll make him go better. So let's round it up here, Timmy. I'm ready to go to Melbourne, jump in the urban surf, which I found out is chlorine.
It is chlorine.
Fresh water. And
should we pack some Zogs? Some Googles? Don't want to get any chlorine in the eyes.
Speedo goggles is what I'll be taking. Actually, I really want to start wearing goggles.
It's hard. They fog up. It's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
I've done it a few times.
No, but you just put a little bit of
bit of spit in there.
thingo in there, and she's good to go.
Anyways, good spit chat. We got to get out of here, eh? Do it all again real soon. But for now, Owey,
it's always overhead when you're body surfing. Timmy,
bye.
catch ya.